Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 8 of The Walking Dead. This is going to be my promo breakdown for Season 8, Episode 12, which is going to be called The Key. So, before we get into this promo breakdown, for those of you that are interested, my reaction to the last episode, Season 8, Episode 11, has been uploaded. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. My review for that episode will be uploaded later this week, so stay tuned for that. So let's get right into this.
On the next episode.
So the promo basically starts with the gates of the hilltop opening and Rick and Michonne being on the other side. Now, this kind of connects with what happened at the end of last episode, because at the end of last episode we had someone calling out, Rick is here, and obviously we were at the hilltop. So we might actually pick up from exactly that moment, or once we touch base back with the people at the hilltop, we will see Rick and Michonne get to the hilltop first thing. And of course, this is right after Rick spoke to Negan on the radio and told him about Carl.
AMC's The Walking Dead.
We have this other shot of the hilltop as Rick and Michonne are entering, and we have Jerry, Enid, Maggie, and someone holding, I believe, Judith or Gracie in the back as well. And we kind of see the prisoner in the far right, as well as the school bus that was used to bring the people from the kingdom right by the gates. We have this shot of Rick kneeling down in front of a grave. We have Daryl there as well. Now, of course, this is not Carl because Carl was buried at Alexandria. So this is most likely either Glenn or Abe's grave. I don't think it would be anybody else because nobody else died. Rick sitting down, contemplating on his next move. We have Rosita and Maggie looking at something. Maggie taking the binoculars and basically getting a better view. We don't know whether this is the Saviors actually getting there or if she's looking at something else. But in the voiceover, we have Simon speaking to the Saviors saying today is about scaring these people. Of course, referring to the people that are at Hilltop. And basically following up with Negan's order to go to Hilltop to injure some people but not kill them and let them turn. And basically use this tactic that they're going to use in order to be more efficient, which is basically the same tactic that they used in the comics.
These people.
Then we have this shot of the Saviors and Simon coating their weapons with walker guts and blood and everything to use it at Hilltop to basically apply the tactic that Negan mentioned in the last episode.
Hit a few.
We have Simon saying, hit a few, let them turn. Of course, referring back to the tactic. We have these knives and these axes covered in blood and gore and walker guts.
Turn. Don't kill him.
Again, Simon saying, don't kill him, following Negan's orders, at least for now. It's going to be interesting to see whether he actually follows Negan's orders this time or not. Then we have this shot of the Saviors actually leaving the sanctuary, most likely heading to Hilltop. We have Negan's legs here. This is probably Negan standing there. We have Simon screaming for Negan, same with the Saviors. This is basically them saying that they're loyal to Negan and they're going to do this for Negan and everything. We have this other shot of more Saviors, most likely heading to Hilltop. We have someone in the background saying the Saviors are on their way. It sounds like it could be Enid, but I'm not sure. Then we have this other shot of Rick looking out through the binoculars. Again, this may be Saviors getting there, or it might be somebody else getting there, or this might be an entirely different thing. The other shot with Maggie looking out might be Maggie seeing Rick get there, but I'm not entirely sure about that, but that shot of Maggie looking out and Rick here could be from the same scene, but can't really say for sure. We have this shot of most likely Rick again looking through the binoculars. Now this looks like it's Negan inside the car. I'm not sure. Definitely interesting because why would he be driving that sports car He usually gets into one of those big trucks, so that's interesting. It might not be Negan, definitely looks like him. This seems to be Negan driving up to Hilltop, but it's very odd because he doesn't seem to have any protection. Anyone can just shoot him. He's not in a big truck, so if they shoot him, he will definitely most likely be hit. And there's no other saviors that appear to be following him. So this is an interesting shot. It might be Negan coming out first thing, asking to surrender or something, but again, it's very odd. It's not something that Negan would do. He would come with his men. We have this shot of Rick shooting. We have debris on the ground as well. I don't know where this is. It's definitely not at Hilltop, not at the sanctuary or anything. So he might just be going to get some medical supplies, as the sign says, or he might just be going to scavenge to get some food, because we do know that Hilltop is running out. So maybe once he gets to Hilltop and learns about everything and the rations and everything, he leaves to basically scavenge for some food. We have this other shot of Rick shooting walkers, so that basically connects to the last shot. In the background, we also have a voiceover of Michonne saying, "And we're gonna fight them," referring to the saviors.
We were ready.
We have Maggie telling Jerry the people are ready. And we have this shot of Michonne, Maggie, and Enid. And of course, they're outside the walls of Hilltop, so they're either going to maybe see what's around, maybe kill the saviors that might be coming, or scavenge for food or whatever. We have Maggie finishing up her kind of sentence saying, "You know what to do." She's of course talking to Jerry, so they're definitely getting ready for the saviors.
Failed your boy, failed your people.
We have this shot that's very interesting of Negan speaking to Rick. He's saying, "You failed your boy, you failed your people." And it seems like they're in some sort of tunnel or building or something, but there seems to be nobody around. It seems to be just Rick and Negan. They seem to be playing this sort of cat and mouse game. So it's going to be interesting to see what that's all about. But I'm definitely interested to kind of hear their conversations, because they're kind of looking for each other, but at the same time, they're talking trash and kind of talking to the other person, trying to get them to a point where they're vulnerable, and maybe that way they can get the upper hand on the other person. Both Negan and Rick are doing the same thing. Now, in this shot, we have Rick with the lighter. He's definitely using that to burn something. That's definitely interesting, because I don't think he's going to be burning Negan here, but at the same time, what is he carrying that lighter for, and what is he going to use it for? That's going to be very interesting. That's one of the things that I'm actually looking out for.
Didn't you just let me save you, Rick?
And then Negan continues, "Why didn't you just let me save you, Rick?" Obviously, referring back to what he said in episode 10, Negan believes that he could have saved them all if Rick and the others didn't want to disobey him and everything. That's basically it for my promo breakdown. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.